project that he did. Professor Rosales was the thesis chair. I was one of the committee members. And what he did was he did a beautiful project of inserting contemporary housing in an historic community in China. I mention it because that thesis project became a kind of prescient thing, something that is really directed to research and the work that he's done in the years after he left us. So don't ever underestimate the value of what you do here as a student. He left us and moved to New York and to Washington, D.C., where he worked with Handel architects and then with Raphael Vignoli architects. And in 2008 or so, he decided that normative architectural practice was not what he wanted to do. He decided to spend time documenting the human condition through the dual lenses of the photographer's camera and the discipline of architecture. In 2009 and 10, he was a Raphael Vignoli Research Fellow, and at that time began a study of the human cost associated with the Chinese urban landscape and the rapid urban development in the nation. I hope that it will be at least part of what he shares with us today. The lecture that he's giving is actually part of FIU's recognition of the 100th year of the Anti-Defamation League. It is a work that looks at those who live in our buildings, not just what the buildings look like. And that is an engagement that architects often forget, but one that really is the driving force behind so much of what we do. It's been a real pleasure over the years to remain involved with HI, to watch development of work that is intellectually and aesthetically challenging as much as it is emotionally intelligent. It's a real pleasure to welcome you.
I'm very honored to have a chance being here to talk to you. Can you hear me? That's the man. To have a chance being here to share my experience after FIU with the professor who I studied with and everybody here. And I guess rather than call it that a lecture, I'd rather to think it is a dialogue and a conversation. So if anybody has any questions during the presentation, just feel free to stop me to ask the question. I will try my best to answer as much as I can. I guess I will start this presentation from the introduction of myself a little bit. I came to the United States in 2000 after the college for architecture in China. I came to here and also come to FIU to study had a master's degree for architecture, and I left for New York. And I guess everybody in the architecture has a little bit of more or less involved with some or fall in love with photography for whatever the reason. But in 2003, and I just for some reason I bought a very antique camera from eBay, cost me $12 and $8 for shipping. This is a Canon. It's a Canon 28. It's a very small camera, and partially I was fascinated by its original look. But I bought it, and it came out, had a fantastic lens, and I put the film thing and shoot whatever I want. Black and white just came out very nice and interesting. And I guess back at that time, digital photography just started to become popular, but that was still very expensive. And I had a camera with my